honestly worked pretty well for them until the British did British things and
Of course, he's always the British. Oh my god, Germany is getting mad. I'm joking. Hi YouTube, hi YouTube. We are going to be reacting to Moreparz compilation video. The first one did really well. I really liked it though, but it still made sure I am not going to buy a flight ticket to go to Australia.
this seal is such a menace that he routinely gets the cops called on him. Introducing our protagonist, Neil the Seal, a 600-kilo absolute unit of a southern elephant seal from my home state of Tasmania in the land down under, who is known for, above all else, being an absolute menace to polite society. But despite his crimes...
Wait, I thought that, like, seals were mostly... Wait, is this going to sound dumb though? But I thought seals were mostly in, like, ice places. Like, the Antarctic place. How come they're here? Isn't it kind of like not a good weather for them? Or are they like, I don't know, like normal? No, not this one. No, we have them in the UK. Really? Wait, do we have them here in Germany as well? I've never seen a seal in real. Okay, that was probably a dumb question. My roommate, she just looked at me really weird. I'm going to take that as that was the stupidest question ever. Okay. Okay, I get it.
We all still truly love him. But what are his crimes? Well, see, he seems to just fucking hate traffic cones and road safety in general. Has regularly been caught trespassing, and then once he has been caught trespassing, belligerently screaming at locals because they won't give him his fucking fish. And
oh, but that looks so scary though. Look at the mouths.
Passing, belligerently screaming at...
Ooh. I thought this was like, I always saw like the seals as like water dogs. That's what I call them. Like water dogs. He's just a big puppy. Yeah, I literally call them water dogs. Nila, no, it's only the stupidest question of the day so far. What do you mean of the day?
At locals because they won't give him his fucking fish, and has been known to just block roads by plopping his fat ass down directly in the middle.
Oh.
However, hands down, the funniest shit he has ever done was just straight stopping this random lady from going to work. I shit you not. This motherfucker crawled out of the ocean, up the beach, crossed the road, absolutely fucking bodied this woman's poor letterbox, and then proceeded to plant himself directly in front of her fucking car. She was then unable to go to work because this half-ton beefcake was camping her driveway for so damn long. Local news had time to drive out to her house and cover the fucking story.
Oh my god.
Now this is a lot of menace.
How do you even explain this to your boss? Like, imagine you have to like call your boss and tell them, hey, I can't come to work today because there's this huge seal in front of my car. You send them a video? Yeah, that would be better. That would be better.
Seal the cause. But the funniest part of this is, old mate isn't even fully grown. He's like 5 years old. If you think he can fuck things up now, wait until he's nearly 2 solid tons of blubber and takes issue with the wall of your house. I do not think that seal damage is covered on my fucking insurance plan, dude. People get shocked when I whip out like a flawless American accent because I've got like a really thick Australian.
Wait, this is actually the first time I'm seeing what Moreparz looks like. This is actually the first time I'm seeing what he looks like. I was just imagining, you know, like there's this picture of him with like the hats and then with the glasses. That's what I've been imagining him. Like that was like his VTuber model or something. Oh, okay. Really cute though.
I'm not above. Just, dude, I can't wait to go get like burgers later, man. I'm like so hyped for burgers, dude. I fucking love cheeseburgers. Dude, you been watching the NFL? Super Bowl was crazy this year, man. Eagles just like dumpstered the Chiefs, bro. It was crazy. Australia lost a war to emus.
Oh yeah, you guys told me about this. I think we even watched the video about the whole emus battle thingy.
But how? How the f did we lose an armed conflict with flightless birds? Well, it all started in 1932 when farmers in Western Australia wanted to grow wheat. There was just one major problem. That's emu territory, and emus really like wheat. And coming in at 6 foot tall and 40 kilos in weight, they can eat a lot of it. So when breeding season came around, the emus migrated through the farmland.
They're that tall? I thought the emus were like max 5 feet. What? The emus are like taller than me? Oof. And I said in the first video, oh, can we eat them?
First, you banning me?
No, cereal is the correct answer, Gasly. What? I didn't know they were like 6'3". Okay, at least they weigh less than me. So, you know, I can fight them, right? You guys think I can take an emu?
Taller than you? Low bar.
Shut up.
And these poor farmers were overwhelmed by a tyrannid swarm of man-sized poultry, 20,000 emus strong. These feathered tanks then proceeded to completely steamroll through the fences into the fields and started laying waste to the wheat. The farmers attempted to fight back the initial wave with rifle fire, but their efforts were, putting it lightly, completely useless. This ginormous L made the farmers pretty bloody angry, so they gathered together and went to the government to ask for help. Sir, 20,000 emus have hit the wheat fields. Fuck me, mate. And so the government declared the emus enemies of the state and sent in the army to commence the Great Emu War. The entire 7th Heavy Artillery Division was deployed to WA, armed with 2 LMGs, 10,000...
Wait, all this just to kill an emu? Isn't it like just killing a chicken? Why? Why is it so complicated though? I don't get it. Are like the emus like really, really strong, or what is going on? 20,000 emus? Not just one? Oh, I mean, can't we like just stay far away and just... With a... Am I a good military strategist? I mean, that could work. 20,000 Elon, that's... Okay, I know, that's a lot. Okay, wait.
1,000 rounds, and the sole objective to blast anything with feathers. A little bit excessive for an overgrown turkey, if you ask me. And upon their first deployment, the army immediately ran into a major problem. Emus are fast. Really fast, clocking a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour, which meant that once they opened fire,
to cause the extinction of animals. Cheer 100.
No, I do not love to cause the extinction.
would immediately bolt out of range of their weapons. But they still took a crack at it, and then immediately stopped when both LMGs jammed after only dropping 12 emus. This embarrassment led the army to retreat and rethink their plan. So a few weeks later they returned, this time mounting the LMGs on trucks in an attempt to run the birds down. However, this also didn't work, because after figuring out that those trucks meant they were about to be turned into a KFC family bucket, the emus started leaving scout birds who would warn the flock of the approaching trucks, which gave them all enough time to book it before the army even got there. And whenever they did catch the emus, they found out they were kind of... Because emus are mostly feathers, and there's a lot of places you can hit on them without doing any damage. Meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird. So after a month of blood, sweat, tears, and...
Can't you just, like, target the... Wait. Look at the emu, though. Look at the emu here, wait.
Found out they were kind of... Because emus...
Look, can't you just target here in the middle? Isn't that, like, the only place...
Military is useless for stuff like that. Just place a bounty on every killed emu and the civilians will extinct them.
That as well. That's mostly feathers? Oh. Wait, but not everything though. Just kind of like in the middle there, no? Yeah, there's a lot of flesh there. They will eat those bullets. Oh, that's a lot of feathers. It's 1932, the guns are poopy. Oh yeah, you're right. They don't have the AK-47 yet.
Mostly feathers, and there's a lot of places you can hit on them without doing any damage. Meaning it was taking around 10 bullets for every one bird. So after a month of blood, sweat, tears, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition, the army managed to bring down 960. The population was 20,000. This was an issue as, unlike America, our defense budget is not a bottomless pit. So the army had wasted all that money to achieve absolutely fuck all. So the government just kind of built a really long, really shit fence around the farms and called it a day. How the fuck did we lose this? I could have done a better job with a boomerang and a cricket bat.
Wait, then how did you guys win? Like, at the end of the day, did the Australians not win? They lost? So, no way. No, so they just left it like that. They lost their crops, I think. Oh. Oh yeah, Gasly, if you put like insults in the TTS, it doesn't work. Australia belongs to the emus? What? Like he said, they just put a big fence. So they just left that whole territory to the emus then. They lost to the freaking beds. All it will take is a few towers and enough ammo? Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be that hard. Okay.
I have been assaulted by a cow. One of the cows is called Monty, and he's an adolescent, and I made the mistake of turning around for like...
They fast as fork, strong as fork, hard to hit cause their body profile is a lot smaller than it appears, due to feathers puffing them up. And they're smart, even if the bullets get through the feathers, less force after to get through that bulky bird. And they sent 2 guys with LMG. I think they even planned to give the emus a medal.
5 seconds, and in that 5 seconds, this 500-kilo cow runs up behind me while I'm sorting out his food and tries to f***ing mount me.
This is the only thing you would hear from an Australian. Like this is like the only sentence that could come out of an Australian's mouth. I mean, maybe someone that's like Florida man, but what? What am I listening to?
He nearly f***ing squished me. If I hadn't been hitting legs, I would have been squashed by a horny f***ing cow. This bird has to rearrange its organs and skeleton just to lay an egg.
Oh,
This
so cute!
little guy is the kiwi bird, a species of brown type native to...
Oh, I know this bird, the kiwi. It's so adorable. But I thought it was like way smaller. It looks kind of big. I thought it was like, you know, really, really small.
New Zealand this time, and the absolute poster child for getting cucked by evolution.
You see, this walking featherball is actually directly related to the emu, ostrich, and cassowary, being a member of the same family of flightless birds. However, there is a problem. You see, the rest of the kiwi's bloodline actually looked up a build guide before picking their stat spread, and as such made sure to trade the whole flying thing for something useful.
With all of his cousins specking into speed, size, and some kind of offensive capability.
So that leaves the question, what did the kiwi pick to make up for not flying? Absolutely f***ing nothing. Kiwis are tiny in comparison to their relatives, coming in at only 4 kilos in weight and 50 centimeters tall. This is because kiwis evolved largely on an island with no natural predators, so they downsized and traded out the knife feet, bloodlust for just being a little guy with a good attitude, which honestly worked pretty well for them until the British did British things and
Of course, he's always the British. Oh my god, the German in me is getting mad. I'm joking. I'm joking.
now they have to deal with cats and dogs trying to eat them. And considering this build was not designed for PvP, they have been clapped so hard by invasive species that they are now unfortunately an endangered animal. But getting shafted by the British is just the beginning of the generation.
Wait, why are they endangered though? Are people eating them? No, right? They look so adorable. Why are they endangered? Or are they like, huh? Why? Are they like not breeding themselves or what? What's going on? Be faster says always the EU guy. You will see? Okay.
Violation of the kiwi, because these poor feathered fruits can't even reproduce without getting f***ed over. You see, the kiwi bird's cousins are famous for laying huge eggs. I'm talking hit your protein macros in one meal-sized eggs. And you would think that is because they are large. And you would be wrong. Because their vertically challenged cousins have to lay eggs the same size.
A kiwi bird lays eggs 20% the size of their body. With the egg being so bloody large, it rearranges their internal organs and stretches their rib cage just to be able to hold the thing. For reference, that is like a human giving birth to a 15-kilo child. That's not a bun in the oven anymore. That's a whole f***ing bakery.
Oh, so that's why. Oh, the poor kiwis. It's actually really sad. They're so cute. They look really, really cute. That's like the only cute animal from Australia that I've seen so far.
There was a big-ass huntsman that used to live in my house, and I'm gonna be honest, dude, I kind of just let him hang out.
He ain't f***ing small. I'll tell you that much. There's a huntsman, and they do. Ooh.
I was quite happy to let him just chill because I never
And
saw
cats
a
and dogs
mosquito
are a
or
hell
a
of
fly in that
invasive
house.
species.
So he was paying rent in his own way, you know?
Oh, ew! What? Wait, do people actually keep spiders as pets? What? No! Yes? Why? There's like so many other animals out there. Why the spider? What do you mean, why not? No! They eat your kidneys when you sleep? Exactly. No, they actually don't. but still, I got my spider bro keeping the flies out of my room. I guess. I saw a white guy with 50 spiders as a pet.
Scientists just de-extincted a 12,000-year-old dog. Well, kinda. You see, a bioengineering company called Colossal has dedicated itself to doing what every single Jurassic Park film has told us is a bad idea. Bringing back extinct species. And recently, they made a breakthrough. They have managed to bring back the 12,000-year-old direwolf. You know those big-ass puppies from Game of Thrones that the Starks had? Yeah, those were actually a real-ass animal, alive during the late Ice Age. And the best way I can describe them to you is,
Basically a wolf on steroids.
Yeah, buddy!
these things were bigger, faster, and stronger, estimated to have the highest bite force out of any canine. And in a move that I'm sure has no implications, they have managed to bring these bad boys back to life.
These two little guys are now 6 months old and have been living on a private plot of land with 24/7 veterinary care.
However, they've only just been shown off to the public, with the company going so far as to get a photo op with George R.R. Martin holding one of these adorable little killing machines, showing that man will literally interact with an extinct species before he finishes that last f***ing book.
There is, however, one small problem. This isn't technically a direwolf.
You see, by merit of them being extinct,
Short of specking into necromancy, you can't exactly bring them back. Which is where this guy comes in.
you see, the grey wolf shares 99.5% of its genetic code with the dire wolf. So, using CRISPR gene editing, they basically toss the grey wolf back into the spore creature creator, then using the code found in dire wolf fossils as a build guide, juiced the out of it, boosting the size slider and putting some extra points into strength, as well as adjusting its head shape and teeth. All in all, they made a total of 20 edits to 14 genes, producing the closest thing we can get to a dire wolf short of time travel. Which is cool as I give it 5 years before a man-made horror beyond comprehension breaks out of that f***ing lab and we are all playing Resident Evil.
No, do that when I'm no longer here, okay? Do that when I'm gone, please. Like all the horrific lab experimentation, do that when I'm gone, okay? Please, no. I don't want to see that while I'm alive. No.
This bear was actually a soldier. But how? You see, it was 1942, and the 22nd...
Wait, isn't there like a saying where... I've forgotten the saying, though. Like, the black bear, you're supposed to, like, run away from it. The brown bear isn't that dangerous, and the white bear, you're like, GG. I've forgotten the saying in English. But I know there's, like, a saying related to, like, the white bear, black bear, and the brown one. Oh, yeah, the bear that was bringing heavy stuff. You guys know this bear? Oh, it's the brown bear? Now, the black bears you can scare off. Oh, if you see a brown one, write your will. Oh, I thought it was the other one. I thought it was like the brown bear since they look like, you know, teddy bears.
Polish artillery company were passing through the mountains of Iran on their way to the front lines to fight the Nazis. While passing through a town on their way, they were stopped by a young Iranian shepherd looking to trade with them for rations and a Swiss Army knife. When the Poles asked what he had to offer in return, the young shepherd produced a burlap sack containing an orphaned Syrian brown bear cub. You see, this bear's mother was shot by hunters, which is how he ended up in a low-tech Pokeball being offered as a trade deal. The Polish looked at the bear and, clearly seeing the potential for insane dad lore, said, "Damn good deal." And in the most worthwhile trade deal in history, parted ways with their supplies in exchange for a f***ing Pokemon. adopting him into their ranks and naming him Wojtek. And the 22nd
Wait, what?
immediately set about raising this little man as a proper bear and soldier. Maggots! As a baby, they would feed him condensed milk out of an empty vodka bottle, as well as feeding him on the cartoon bear diet consisting of fruit, honey, and marmalade. They also appointed a soldier as his caretaker who wasted no time in showing Wojtek how to fit in with the rest of the army, teaching Yogi's little cousin to wave, salute, and even march.
Whoa!
While not undergoing rigorous military training, Wojtek would hang out with the soldiers. He drank coffee with them in the morning, trained with them in the day, and when they all got shit-faced in the evening, he would f***ing wrestle with them. Do you know how much a brown bear has to love you to wrestle you? On top of double rations, they would also feed Wojtek treats in the form of beer and cigarettes. They let the bear have smoko.
Can any Polish person in the chat confirm? Is this actually real? Yes, it is. What? At no point did the bear attack them? Because aren't bears carnivores or are they omnivores? I know they eat meat. It's at some point because they only said here they fed the bear only honey, marmalade, and what else? Milk. At some point, wouldn't it want to eat fish or meat? Nah, he's cool. Oh, okay.
Eventually, Army High Command heard about this and were having absolutely none of it. You see, pets were not allowed in the army, which meant Wojtek had to go. Or did he? Because the 22nd Artillery Company officially enlisted him.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
Wojtek was given a serial number and granted the rank of private, so when confronted about the very conspicuous bear in their ranks, they simply went, "That's not a bear, that's Private Wojtek." And
Hello,
Wojtek took
Azuri.
his new role very seriously, as during the Battle of Monte Cassino in 1944, Wojtek began using his bulk to transport artillery shells and ammo to soldiers engaged in combat. They had a
This looks so Photoshop though. There's no way this is real. Come on. There's no way this is actually
promoted to the rank
real.
of corporal, and the 22nd changed their insignia to a bear carrying an artillery shell. This absolute unit smoked, drank, and dropped artillery on the Nazis. Based.
I like the beer. You know? Oh wait, I'm German. I still like the beer.
Australia has just found zombified bugs.
Huh?
That's right, we are closer to the Walking Dead Down Under than you think. You see, just recently, a scientist by the name of Dr. Francois Broussard.
Oh my god, I had some people in the last video telling me, Neela, please come to Australia. This is not actually like that though. Don't worry, you won't meet any of these animals. What is a zombified bug?
Trek out to the remote savannah of the Northern Territory with the goal of finding and cataloguing brand new species of insect unknown to science. I mean, me personally, I think we've found more than enough bugs, especially considering that half of them can send me directly into the f***ing soil. But what do I know, right? Anyway, on his trip to the middle of f***ing nowhere, he stumbled across a colony of spiny savanna ants, which is a pretty normal thing to find out there. However, getting closer, he noticed something a little off. You see, the main ant colony was fine. Completely normal. However, the several disfigured and deformed ant corpses clamped onto shoots of grass surrounding the colony like a Bug's Life version of Vlad the Inhaler. Yeah, those were significantly less normal. Broussard, mildly unsettled by the ant gore on his timeline, took samples for inspection and upon getting a closer look, realised something both really cool and really spooky. The ants had been overtaken by fungus.
Big old red ones.
More accurately, a previously unknown strain of the cordyceps fungus, infamous around the globe for its ability to create zombie bugs. And the way it does it is unbelievably horrific. You see, it begins with a spore landing on an ant and producing a thin rope-like strand that penetrates and attaches to their exoskeleton.
Oh, hell no. No! Can we move Australia, the whole continent, a bit farther away? Can we just like move them a bit farther away? Like just like push them more just in case. Oh my god, no. What? I've never heard of this before.
At which point, the ant gets a little timer on his hotbar, counting down to a family reunion with his ancestors.
Basically the inspiration of Last of Us.
Oh, wait. No, right? The Last of Us fungus? I'm not going.
Inside, the fungus begins to take control of the ant's
No.
body and brain function, completely changing their behavior, replacing their colony-focused mindset with one single goal: climb. Its fungus-riddled mind drags its rapidly deteriorating body to the closest high point, which is usually a plant, with its final act being to clamp its mandibles onto the stem in a death grip, finally succumbing to the infection and being completely consumed. Its corpse blossoming into a fully grown cordyceps fungus and raining down spores onto the rest of the colony to continue the cycle of infection. Now look, I know this fungus is found elsewhere in the world, but it's a new strain and it was found in Australia. With my luck, I'm going to be playing The Last of Us against couch-sized spiders within the fucking week.
Wait, but can that actually, it only works on ants, or, because this actually just made me really, really curious. Does he only work on ants, or can he work on, I mean, since we haven't seen any human zombies yet, I'm going to take that as like, no, it doesn't work on humans. For now, only insects. Only insects. Okay. Let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way, okay? Only on ants so far. No, don't say so far. No, don't say so far. No, let's keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. Only them.
Who wins? 100 men or one gorilla? Well,
one gorilla.
We're going to have to look at our fighters for the most anticipated cage match of 2025. And in the red corner, standing at an impressive 6 feet tall, weighing a ridiculous 220 kilos,
Holy!
We have one singular silverback gorilla.
Oh my god.
Scoring against humanity for what we did to Harambe, this fighter is bringing some impressive physical strength, capable of lifting up to 800 kilos of weight, meaning that if it gets its hands on you, a gorilla is more than capable of picking.
I'm cooked. The gorilla is going to do helicopter with me then. Like, it can pick 800 kilo? What am I, paper?
Picking you up and doing you the same way that Hulk did Loki. Now, on top of being stronger than Eddie Hall, they also have an unreal reach advantage with a 2.6 meter wingspan, which is a fairly major problem because a right hook from a gorilla produces 2,700 pounds of force. To put that into perspective, the human skull shatters at 1,400. So if Winston hits you with a haymaker, your head is going to pop like a watermelon. And in cage fight following the Mortal Kombat rule set, we can also factor in the gorilla's bite, because despite being a pretty gentle herbivore in the wild, they have one of the highest bite forces on the...
Look at the canines. I think that's how you guys pronounce it in English. Like, I have fangs as well, but this is holy. This is insane. Oh my god. Like, imagine the gorilla like bites your arm or like anywhere in your body with these fangs. No, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is why, Nila, we have huge brain, because nature told us you ain't strong, you ain't fast, you don't have claw or fangs, you can just run for hours, so use brain and run. We can't even outrun an emu. Like he mentioned in the beginning, like an emu runs at 50 km per hour. I cannot run 50 km per hour. No, I can't. This is like too fast for me. This guy is worse than Dracula.
Planet at 1,300 psi.
Oh my!
That is 100 psi more than a polar bear.
Oh.
And now, with our fighter statistics out of the way, let's get down to business. Can our gorilla win a fight against the 100 average men in the blue corner? Place your bets. Let's see who comes out on top. Yeah, look, I'm going to keep it real with you. Even with those stats, Winston here is getting bodied. I'm sorry, he's going back to the spawn room. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100 directly to hanging out with Harambe in heaven. 100 people, it's just too fucking many. He's getting jumped. However, not to say he's not going to take a few with him. My
Yeah,
guess is one
exactly.
guy runs up and gets swatted across the cage like a toddler, shatters his ribs against the bars. The second guy gets grabbed by the leg and given the Hulk treatment. About 6 other guys cop swings to the head and die instantly from broken necks. One dumbass is probably going to try to hit him off the top rope and get done the same way that Omni-Man did Nightwing. But at that point, the crowd probably jumps in and realizes that there are still about 90 of them and it's over. Not that the fight even needs to happen, but it wouldn't be the first time we lost a gorilla to human stupidity.
Oh, I saw what he did there.
This is the deadliest snake in the world. Introducing the inland taipan, and being the deadliest venom noodle in the world, I will give you exactly one guess as to where it's found. It's Australia, of course it's fucking Australia.
Of course.
Being so serious here. Where the else did you think you were going to find it? Canada? More specifically, as the name suggests, the taipan is inland in the outback. Luckily, extremely far from civilization, because this homicidal hospital hose is the definition of size doesn't matter. Because despite having extremely small fangs for a venomous snake, coming in at only 6.2 millimeters, the taipan is here to show you that you absolutely fucking can feel less than an inch, because those fangs contain the statistically deadliest snake venom on the fucking planet.
Oh my god.
Taipan venom is a pina colada of pain, containing, but not limited to, hemotoxins to cause blood clots, myotoxins for paralysis and necrosis, nephrotoxins to shut down your kidneys, and 3 different kinds of neurotoxin. Needless to say, if it bites you, you will get a headache, vomit up the entire contents of your stomach, collapse to the ground in agonizing pain, and then your heart and lungs will stop, sending you to meet God in under 15 minutes. And that venom is so fucking potent that one bite contains enough toxin to do that to 100 people. But the funniest part of this snake's venom is that in the wild, they only hunt rats and
Thank God.
mice.
Thank God.
Deadliest venom on the planet, and they are using it to pack up Remy the rat.
Thank
Like hunting
God.
a rabbit with a fucking AWP.
That's the cutest f***ing thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Dolphins get drunk.
Oh, I love dolphins. They're so cute. Anytime I see them in the aquarium, they're really, really adorable. And really smart as well. Whenever they're like playing with the balls and doing tricks. I love dolphins. They're really cool. Really, really cool.
But why? Well, you see, the dolphin is by far and away the smartest animal in the ocean. In fact, they're actually the second smartest thing on the planet, just behind you and me. This means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal way to spend your night is more plastered than Chad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode. There is just one problem. Last I checked, there's no bottle-o and bikini bottom. So how does a dolphin get fired for all? Simple. They abuse pufferfish. You
No, right? Like they're so nice. They're so nice. They're so nice in the aquarium, right? I think he means another fish.
see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob's driving instructor comes in. You see, pufferfish contain this really cool and totally not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin. What is tetrodotoxin? You know, it's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the fucking
Oh my
planet.
god.
This shit will freeze your heart and lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose. And it's the reason why cooking a pufferfish requires a dexterity check so you don't, hit the poison gland and get yourself deleted.
What?
Now, puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important? Well, you see, I kinda lied. Dolphins don't get drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins will bully pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a literal puff-puff pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has a narcotic effect, allowing Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next submarine stoner.
Flipper and friends saw the deadliest neurotoxin on the planet and said, "Fuck it, let me try some of that."
I mean, technically they don't kill the fish. They just kind of like bully the puffer fish. So it releases like the neurotoxin. You know? I mean, it's not really bad. Like, is that really bad? Is that, you know, you have to get your high somehow. I'm joking. Please, YouTube. That was not even the worst dolphin fact out there. Exactly, they troll a lot. I mean, everyone likes trolling. Everyone likes trolling just a little bit. So do you like the dolphin? I still like dolphins. I feel they will eventually kill it. Depends. Oh.
This isn't a spider. It's a snake. Introducing the Iranian spider-tailed horned viper, as the name suggests.
Oh my God.
Native to Iran, and you are all probably wondering why the f this snake has decided to attach a cosplay of the average Australian resident to his tail. The answer is food. You see, every known snake species is a predator. Some eat berries, others eat
The doctor disrespect.
tail. The answer is food. You see, every known snake species is a predator. Some eat Bambi, others eat Remy, and the spider tail, not unlike myself, absolutely fucking loves KFC. But birds famously tend to fly, and last I checked, nope, ropes don't have wings. So how does this viper get his zinger box? The answer is again, food. You see, birds eat insects, and the spider tail knows this. So rather than trying to chase his prey down, this lazy fucker has evolved the evolutionary equivalent of DoorDash. You see, when a viper feels like a meal, it'll start the hunt by finding a nice rocky outcrop to curl up on like a couch. And due to the camouflage on his scales, this snake becomes practically invisible. Once he's nice and cozy, he has to slowly wiggle his tail back and forth in front of his face, perfectly mimicking the motion of an insect. Think of this as him placing his Uber Eats order. Meanwhile, up in the air, our undercooked chicken tender is flying around when, holy shit, a free meal. What a delectable bug just sitting there on that rock. And so, Tweety Birdie swoops down to grab himself an insect Happy Meal. And just as he's about to reach his meal...
Oh my God, the edits. But that is really smart of the snake, though.
This spider can remove your limbs. But how? Introducing the brown recluse, native to the United States of America, and a prime example of don't judge a book by its cover. Because despite only coming...
This one is... Oh my God, why did I pause here? But this one is American? Chat. I don't think I'll be able to come visit America, though. I think it's kind of GG if you guys have this over there, okay?
In at a huge...
Oh my God.
2 centimeters in length and rocking the spider equivalent of default character customization, this little f***er is a level 500 rot build that gives Melania a run for her money. You see, a bite from a recluse starts in the most American way possible, with you accidentally stepping foot onto his private property, causing him to exercise his Second Amendment rights. But considering a spider can't really hold a gun, he's gonna settle on biting your ass. Now, that initial bite's pretty painless. You can smack him away, all's well. There is just one small problem.
No.
Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of necrotic venom coursing through your veins, which at first does nothing. You walk back to your house, the bite starts to sting a little more. You feel sick. The wound swells, and the blood vessels around the bite burst, turning it a deep red. Over the next few days, that colour shifts from red to purple to black, as the venom literally destroys and kills the surrounding tissue in a process called necrosis. This causes
What?
the skin to literally rot and fall off of your body.
Oh my
And if you don't catch it in time, that rot's gonna spread. If you're lucky, it'll only make you violently ill and leave permanent scarring. If you're unlucky, it just keeps spreading and venom starts to destroy your blood cells and shut your organs down. Now, there's
I love the way Alti just said, don't worry, Neela, they're just tiny. Look at what happens after they bite you. Look at what happens after they just bite you. What? No! Neurotoxins act fast. The brown recluse makes you suffer. Oh my
kind of
god.
only one solution to that, but you weren't using that arm anyway, right? Australia has a straight up Pokemon.
Oh, so cute.
Introducing the brush-tail possum. More specifically, the golden brush-tail possum.
Native to the land down under, and one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight to heaven. You see, the brushtail is one of a grand total of 23 species of Australian possum, which, despite the name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum. These adorable little marsupials come in all shapes and sizes, from the ringtail possum to the sugar glider, and to our protagonist here, the golden brushtail, which is really just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin.
Oh my god, I was about to make a joke, but then I had to like hold it back.
So basically, it's a fucking shiny Pokemon. Coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length, these tree-dwelling marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting on a diet of leaves and fruit. And for added cute points, as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided out cousin the kangaroo.
Oh.
However, come on, the thing is from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You see, they aren't entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good salad. They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette. Roadkill? Sounds like a fine steak dinner to me.
And just because it's not a venomous predator, doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And the cherry on top, Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. No, you see, Down Under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you hear this absolute fucking demon.
Imagine you hear this in the night. Like in the middle of the night where like everywhere is just quiet and you just hear that sound. I don't know how Australians can sleep though. Headphones?
Australia
Still.
doesn't just have snakes and spiders. It has a tiger. Well, kinda. Introducing the thylacine, better known as the Tassie tiger. As the name suggests, native to my home state of Tasmania, this tiny little island off Australia's south coast. No, that is not New Zealand. They have hobbits, not tigers. Oh, tiger isn't entirely correct. You see, the thylacine isn't a cat on steroids. You see, this bad boy is the largest carnivorous marsupial on the planet. Despite the kangaroo coming in at 7 foot tall and throwing kicks like Chun-Li, they are herbivores. Everything else with a pouch that eats meat is about the size of a chihuahua, making this 1.3 meter, 20 kilo kangaroo dog.
Oh, this one is easy. This one I can take it. This one I'm not that scared of, you know? I was only scared in the beginning when he said the most carnivorous. That's when I was like, oh my god, this one is hungry, but come on, it's just 20 kilo. Come on, you guys can't bench 20 kilo. It's just 20 kilo though. And it's 1.3 meters. I'm taller than it. Of course, in a fight, yeah, I can take it in a fight. Yeah.
With a tiger persona, the only marsupial apex predator. See, these things were ambush hunters, using stealth and speed to silently take down their prey like they're playing Assassin's Creed. On top of being a fully qualified Spec Ops agent, these things had a mouth on them to rival Kirby. Capable of opening their jaw a full 80 fucking degrees, which is absolutely terrifying and really...
I can do the same. easy. I can do the same. Come on, you guys. There's easy work right there. There's easy work. Okay, I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying.
Really cool. It's just one small problem. You may have picked up on me talking mostly in the past tense, and that all of this footage is in black and white. That's because we don't have a tiger. We had one. Unfortunately, the thylacine was driven to extinction in the late 1980s.
Really?
By what exactly? The British. You see...
Always? Oh my god. Anyone that's British, say aye. Let me ban you real quick. Oh my god!
When the Brits, you know, did their thing and decided Tasmania was their house now, actually, they brought with them livestock, namely sheep and cattle, which was a fucking blessing to the Tassie tiger, which rapidly added these walking meatballs with the survival instincts of a wet sock to their meal plans. It's free real estate. The colonists did not take kindly to the thylacine taking their livestock without a license in it, so they placed bounties on their heads. Never mind that these things never attacked humans and very rarely took their livestock. No, they were an inconvenience. And so they were hunted down. One by one by one.
Really? Infinity? Infinity, look at what your ancestors did. I feel bad for like singling him out. Should have gotten their licenses then. What? No, they can't.
70 fucking years.
Wow.
Until September 7th, 1936, when the last thylacine, Benjamin, died cold and alone in a cage at the Hobart Zoo. Usually, I end these with a joke, but the fact that we wiped his entire bloodline and turned him into a fucking rug.
We? No, we. Say the British. They did. Look at what you did to Benjamin. You turned him into a really... Should I call this like a fur jacket or something?
Well, we technically did the same with wolves and bears in Germany. Wolves slowly coming back.
He's lying. He's lying. We Germans didn't do anything, okay? We didn't do such a thing.
Isn't that funny? Australia just found a new record-breaking insect. But
why?
Before I show him to you, how the f*** do we keep finding new bugs?
You see, Australia is home to an estimated 200,000 species of insect, which is pretty damn impressive, especially when you consider the only place you're going to find more bugs than that is by counting the fucking roach population in Asmongold's walls.
Wait, is this actually real? I thought it was fake. No, right? Like, was that cockroach actually real? I think it's like AI.
1,000 species
Wait.
which is pretty damn impressive, especially when you consider the only place you're going to find more bugs than that is by counting the fucking roach population in Asmongold's walls.
This is real? That was life and real. Yeah. Wait, is that why they call him the Roach King? Is that the reason why? Is that actually the reason why? Oh my god! That is insane! If this ever happened to me, which would never happen, I would literally like delete every sign online. No, this is insane.
Now, the scary part of this is that out of that 200k, we've only actually identified 62,000, meaning that we have no idea what nearly 3/4 of the bugs in the country actually fucking do.
You like jazz?
And so it should come as no surprise that while exploring Australia's dense rainforests, 2 scientists discovered a new record holder for the largest insect in the land down under, and it's a fucking stick bug. Introducing Acrophila alta, and coming...
Oh my god! I'm so sorry. No, seriously, no, at me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus, you guys don't know the way I moved away from my desk. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Grams in weight. I don't think that qualifies as a stick insect anymore.
Oh my god.
That's fucking Groot. Australia's very own Erd tree avatar was discovered in Queensland. Because of course it fucking was. And despite being enough inches in length to make any man jealous, it's actually completely harmless. However, given how many oversized bugs we already have, if we find any more, I think they're gonna send the fucking Helldivers.
Please.
This is the world's biggest spider. But why the fuck is it that big? Introducing the
I feel like YouTube should you guys should stop recommending me to watch animal videos. Not gonna lie. If I'm going to be reacting this way, then I can't even look at my screen. I don't know. Or do you guys like seeing me screaming into the mic? Oh my god, I mean, I like some of the animals though. I like some of the animals.
A tarantula surprisingly not native to Australia. Found on the other tyranny.
Oh my god.
South America. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Yeah, this thing is fucking huge.
Oh my.
Coming in at a frightening 175 grams in weight and 12 inches in leg span.
Damn, boy, he's thick.
And those legs are not the only place it's packing inches, because Shelob's cousin here is packing fangs that measure a huge inch.
Oh my god!
For scale, that is like a 6-foot human packing canines the length of a fucking ruler. But the important question, why the fuck is it so big? And the answer is that I have withheld information from you. You see, I introduced this girl by a Latin name. She's much better known as the Goliath bird eater tarantula. That's right, this EDF-sized spider, not unlike me, would fucking kill for some KFC. Literally.
Okay, to be honest, I can relate. You know, you guys just don't understand. KFC is amazing, okay? Understandable, understandable.
Quite happily hunt birds, Remy, frogs, and even lizard. And they do all of this without a fucking web. Yeah, Goliaths are a pure melee build, hunting by prowling the jungle floor, sensing for movement with incredibly sensitive hairs on their legs. These hairs pick up vibrations in the air, which tell them when something is close. And once their spidey sense tells them that Remy's in range, they fucking jump him, biting him with those daggers they call fangs, and injecting him with fucking neurotoxin. Can I go 1 week without covering neurotoxin? Of course this thing has it too. You know, I give up. I give up. They then drag their prey back to their burrow and spit up acidic digestive juices in order to suck their prey up through a fucking straw.
No way. This is scary. No, seriously, this is actually really scary. What do you mean so cute? No!
This spider hunts with
oh my god.
But
there's so many spiders in Australia. What is going on here? What is going on here?
Introducing the trapdoor spider.
Oh my god!
Arachnid containing hundreds of species found in every continent on the globe. Meaning, yes, for once, this bad boy could be in your backyard. And
relax. Hold on now. Hold on. Don't say it like that. Don't, please. Don't say it like that. It's not here in Germany, okay? I will Google this, okay? It's not here.
Never know. Hello. Now, trapdoor spiders are particularly interesting compared to other spiders.
Just be glad the Goliath isn't the size of a coyote, or we'd have an arachnid war on our hands.
Why are you giving God ideas? Why are you giving him ideas? Huh?
You see, normal spiders tend to spend several hours spinning up some elaborate art piece for a fly to clothesline itself on. And tarantulas just jump. But trapdoor spiders, yeah, they hunt with a door. Very early on in life, trapdoor spiders dig themselves a hole. This silk-lined
Oh my-
burrow will then serve as its home for basically its entire 20-year lifespan. Hell, they basically never leave the thing, like some neckbeard living in his mum's basement. But
Whoa, what did I do? Oh, I mean, oh yeah, those guys. I leave my room. I go outside.
still gotta eat, and since DoorDash does not deliver to spiders, this burrow doubles as their method for catching food. You see, they use their silk to craft a trapdoor over the burrow entrance. Then, using their fantastic arts and craft skills, they just bolt a bunch of random shit to their front door so it blends in perfectly with the floor. After finishing their construction project, they will spin up a bunch of basically invisible strands of web on the floor in the surrounding area that act as tripwires, feeding information back to their neckbeard nest whenever something steps on it. And when some unfortunate insect steps a little too close...
Money, money, money.
This bird is a vampire. Introducing the vampire groundfinch, native to the Galapagos Islands, and a great example of the horrifying affronts to the universe that evolution can produce when it decides to do a little trolling. Now you see, at first glance, this is the most boring vampire you can possibly imagine. Coming in at a measly 12 centimeters and a mere 20 grams in weight.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Rocking a feather pattern I can best describe as a Minecraft dirt block, and as it turns out, the bastards that wrote Twilight lied to me because it doesn't even fucking sparkle. So if it's missing fangs, angst, a cape, and the funny accent,
You must bounce on it.
On it.
how does it qualify as a vampire?
Oh my god.
Drinks a shitload of blood. You see, most birds eat seeds and insects, and while the vampire finch can eat those too, there is a problem. They live on an island, and that island is very small. In fact, they're only found on 2 of the Galapagos Islands, and small islands means a far smaller amount of that food to go around. To the point where these finches can't rely on it as their sole source. Which for a bird usually isn't a problem, because, you know, they don't need a plane ticket to just f*** off and fly somewhere. However, as the name suggests, the vampire ground finch can't fly for shit. So, how do they get their food? They suck it out of someone that can. This, don't laugh, is the Nazca booby. Stop giggling back there. Another species of bird native to the islands. They are very strong flyers that feed on fish. They also nest on the islands, which is where our feathery Nosferatu comes to play. You see, when the boobies stop giggling,
I'm sorry.
come to roost, the vampire finch will sneak over and hop onto their back. Then, using their razor-sharp beak, they will poke a very small, borderline painless hole into one of the bird's flight feathers. Once the blood is flowing freely, the vampire finch gorge themselves on it. See, as it turns out, blood is macro-friendly. And considering these things are living creatures, they just make more blood. In essence, giving the vampire finch an infinite food source. In fact, they can...
Wait, so like the boobies, the NASCAR boobies don't move, they just stay there and let this guy suck on it? I mean, suck the blood from it? I need to be careful with the English here. They hardly feel it? Oh. Wait, isn't it NASCAR boobies? That's what his name, no? NASCAR. Or was he named something else? Wait, was it not NASCAR? Wait, it's NASCAR boobies, no? Like the you know, like the Formula 1 but in car. No, did I misread it? I am going to force you guys to look at my booba. Relax. Actually giving us free sound clip. Focus on me. Can I please go? No. Yep, they let them suck the. Okay. I got the info.
So much blood from these birds, it is not uncommon to see multiple finches sucking from the same boobie. Oh. I can't say that shit.
Oh my god.
A lot of people are scared of snakes. But have you ever
Me
wondered
too.
what snakes are scared of? The answer is this fucking bird.
Is that an eagle?
Introducing the secretary bird.
What is this? I have never seen this bird in my life. Holy.
Native to the continent of Africa, and a prime example that being a hater pays off. Coming in at 1.3 metres tall and 4.27 kilos in weight, this lanky turkey has been purpose-built, nay, expertly fucking engineered by the gods themselves with this.
He does look like the chocobo. Now that you mention it, Zach, he does look at it like the chocobo.
Sole purpose of violating the ever-loving out of any garden hose that so much as looks at it.
Oh my god!
You see, these bad boys are birds of prey, but unlike their cousins in the same category, they are primarily terrestrial, which means they spend most of their time on the ground. This is because their preference for diet is sentient slithering sausages. However, with this thing being endemic to Africa, their preferred meal also just happens to include some of the deadliest predators on the fucking planet. Does this stop the secretary bird? No, mate. Despite having no natural venom resistance, these absolute fucking giga-chads will eat cobras, boat slangs, and black mambas without breaking.
But won't the venom, like, kill them, though? Like, he just mentioned that they don't have, like, any anti-venom in them. So if they eat, like, a snake, won't, like, some of the poisonous snakes, like, kill them?
A sweat. But how do they hunt these things without getting bitten? Simple. They just kick the fuck out of them. You see, those long-ass legs aren't just for show, as a secretary bird is capable of accurately curb-stomping a snake's head into the ground with a force equal to 5 times their fucking body weight. So when a secretary bird fancies a bite to eat, they start out by stomping the ground around dense vegetation. This causes snakes in the area to poke their heads out of their houses to see what the is going on. The snake then looks up in horror as the secretary bird locks onto him, sprints over at Mach 9, and then...
Oh my... They bite off the head so they don't consume the venom glands. Oh, so they don't eat the head then. If it is venom, if it is injected, poison if it is ingested. Ah, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Good to know, good to know.
This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus.
If evil, why cute size?
This bird is a serial killer.
Jesus Christ, you're the Bay Harbor Butcher.
I really hate that, man.
Introducing the Shrike, a group of feathery friends found all over the world, including the land down under. Now, at first glance, you may be thinking to yourself, how could this sweet little guy be a vicious killer? I mean, he's so tiny. They only grow up to around 30 centimetres and cap their weight out at 90 grams. And on top of being about as threatening as a fucking teddy bear, look at their claws. A shrike trying to end anything with its talons is like trying to stab a hippopotamus to death with a fucking pool noodle. Listen to the thing, it sings like it's on American Idol. It's a songbird, a branch geek. You'd never heard a fly. But I'm fucking onto you, Tweety.
You give me a fucking creeps, you know that, Dexter?
You may have everyone else fooled, but I know exactly what you are, because shrikes actually have another name. They're called fucking butcher birds. Yeah, that's right, the Dexter jokes actually had a fucking point. He said when the Bay Harbor butcher bird wants to hunt, they first start by selecting a target.
Tonight's the night.
Okay.
Now, unlike Dexter, their code tells them they can eat whatever the they want. Insects, mice, me, even lizard. And once they pick their meal, they wait for the right moment and swoop on it. Now, while those claws might be fucking useless, they do have a signature weapon. That tiny hook on the end of their beak. And once they land on their victim, they slide that hook into its neck, perfectly slotting between their vertebrae
and severing
Oh
their
my god.
fucking spinal cord.
But converting their prey into a vegetable isn't enough. No, 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 no. These sick fucks keep trophies. Once they have paralyzed their prey and shattered its spine, they will fly its corpse back to their larder, which is either a thorn bush or a fucking barbed wire fence. And once they get home, they fucking impale them.
Yo, good thing God made them small. What the? Imagine these things were like big or like, I don't know, the size of an eagle. Jesus Christ. No, they're no longer cute anymore. No, they're no longer cute. Oh my God.
They will then leave that corpse there for days, occasionally biting chunks out of it, eating it like leftovers from the fucking fridge. Next to collected blood slides, these fuckers create kebabs.
This crab is a boxer.
What's your name?
Agree!
With Mila's size, she needs to be careful around them.
Oi. I'm not small, but some people might think I'm small, which means I could be as dangerous as that bird, okay? So you need to be careful the way you talk to me. Yeah, you guys better watch out, okay? You better watch out, yes. Yeah.
That's right, stepping into the ring at 0.15 grams and a huge 2.5 centimeters in length, it's the boxer crab.
You see, while most crabs use their pinchers to feed and defend themselves, the boxer crab has instead elected to speak.
No, this one, he actually deserves it. Why the hell did he bring it? Come on. He literally placed the hand on his nipples. Come on. Like,
The boxer crab has instead elected to spec into CQC and throw fucking hands. And despite their completely average and not at all small size, this fucker fights in the heavyweight division, able to punch out hundreds of times its size. But how does nature's Little Mac win the fights? Well, that's pretty simple. He fucking cheats. You see, those little pom-poms aren't a fashion choice. Those are both sea anemone that the boxer crab holds in its claws to use as basically fucking brass knuckles. Now, they get these anemones by finding other boxer crabs who have them, jumping them, and then claiming them like they are a fucking WWE title belt. Now, if you weren't aware, anemones are venomous plant-like animals that, in order not to get eaten, sting the shit out of anything that touches them. Boxer crabs are immune to that sting, but you bet your ass that everything that tries to eat the boxer crab isn't. So, the crab and the anemone enter into a symbiotic relationship, essentially becoming an aquatic venom, with the anemone getting some of the crab's food, and the crab gaining venomous brass knuckles. So, whenever a predator gets in the ring with Crab Tyson here, he'll wait for it to get just within striking range, and then...
Mr. Squidward, I should kick your fucking ass!
wait, but the fish can just bite it off though. Can't like the fish that's trying to eat the crab just bite off the thingy? Cause look here, his hand was like fully inside his mouth, no? And the fish will die? Ah, okay, because of the venom.
Scientists just discovered a new fish.
Of course.
Looks fucking ridiculous. This is the bumpy snailfish, a freshly discovered species found off the coast of California. What makes this absolute specimen stick out is that it's a deep sea fish, found at a depth of 3 kilometers.
Wait, what is the name of that? I have like a fear of the ocean, but also of like, you know, giant stuff. I really don't like it. I don't know. It's really scary when there's like super big stuff.
Kilometers. And I am here to tell you exactly why. Because once God finished building this thing, he took a step back, looked at it, realized
exactly how fucking chopped it was and punted that thing into the depths of the ocean where no one would ever see it again.
Be free!
However, thanks to the hubris of mankind, it is here before us today to take the piss out of.
Look at the top of his head.
I mean, fucking look at it. It is a profoundly unserious creature. I do not think a single fucking thought has ever spawned behind those eyes.
It's kind of cute though.
Not to mention the fit on it. It looks like an aquatic, uncooked turkey with a fucking smiley face drawn on it. Coming in at a solid 3 inches in length, Bumpy here is not the only species of
That's
snail.
kind of small.
There's others that look like this. However, unlike his cousins, God deemed it so that this poor little f***er would be built like a shaved testicle. The scientific term for a pair of these should be a sack. However, despite the fact that he looks like a sperm cell with a receding hairline, I love him. He's so cute. Look at that smile. That shit reminds me of Sackboy on the PS3. I know when they got his ass on camera, he looked at it and went,
You know, when you showed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little f***ed up. But will you take care of me forever and ever?
Oh my god, that was really cute. That's average, Neela. 3 inches? Whatever makes you happy, bro.